All right, if you're watching this at a later date or another time, we are going to be using a ball or a pillow today and then some hand weights or whatever you have at home. We'll start sitting on our mats, and I'm going to pull this away from the wall a little bit, just so I'm not running into it. We're going to have that ball between our thighs, just above those knees, closer towards the groin. Knees bent, feet planted on the ground. Let's hold onto the back of the thighs and bring those toes in line with the knees and the hips. Find that nice tall sitting position, shoulders rolling down the back, rib cage tight, belly tight, sitting evenly on both sit bones. Then on your exhale, let's just start to roll back, bone by bone, hinging if you need that for your spine. We're just going to come to straight arms there. Think about scooping the belly in and then restacking all the way up, sitting tall. Inhale at the top, exhale, taking it back. Still keep that little squeeze on your ball so those knees don't fall apart. And then sitting it back nice and tall. Almost think about that pelvis being this ball right now, and it's rolling in place as you tilt back. And then we're going to press forward to tilt it forward again. Do 2 more like that. Reaching through the crown of the head also as we roll back. Last one. We're going to go ahead and lay all the way down on your mat. All right, doing some bridging. Heels still where they were at when you rolled down, so they're still parallel. Shoulders, again, pressing down the back, rib cage, belly tight already. Hinge again if you need that for your back. If not, let's roll that pelvis off. And then bone by bone, lifting up to the tips of those shoulder blades. Open up the collarbone, relax the neck, looking straight up, and then melt it down, bone by bone. Keep that squeeze on your ball. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, squeeze the glutes. Find the back of those legs to lift up the hips. Keeping the bottom rib pulling towards the hips as well so we don't flare. And then melting it down. We're going to do 2 more just like that. Control it off. Using that exhale, get the belly tighter as we lift up. And melting it down. Last one like that. Peeling it off. Knees are squeezing and reaching at the same time. And then we're just going to give ourselves a little heel lift. So both heels coming off the mat, both heels back down. Both heels up, both heels down. Breathing while we're here. Squeezing the glutes, still keeping the rib cage nice and tight. 4 more like that. 3, 2, last one. Put the heels down, and we're gonna melt it down to the mat, bone by bone. Hug those knees in towards your chest for a moment. We're gonna keep the ball there. Going for our hundreds next. Take those legs in a tabletop. Bring your hands behind, I'm gonna sit down. We're gonna start with some chest lifts before we go into those hundreds. So on your exhale, just nodding the chin, bring the chest up, using the belly, still keeping a nice long neck, and then control it down. Inhale, pause at the bottom. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale at the top, getting a little bit deeper in the belly, and melting it down. Little squeeze on that ball still. Exhale, peel it off. Trying to come up to the tips of those shoulder blades, maybe farther than that. And lower it down. 2 more like that. Exhale, lift it up. How deep can you curl into that belly and keep the tailbone heavy? And lower it down. Last one, holding it up there. Reach your arms forward so they're reaching to the sides of your knees. And we're going to take that right arm up towards our ear, reaching to the ceiling, not letting that chest drop. Lower it down. Left arm to the ceiling. Lower it down. Right arm. Lower it down. Keep that belly squeezing and curling you up. Not the neck, not the head. Last one like that. And then can we take both arms up and lower down with control. Bring those arms long again by your sides. On your exhale, we're going to curl up just like before, but we're going to reach those fingertips towards the end of our mat. And then start beating those hands. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, in. 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 30. You can extend those legs here if you want to as well for some more. And 40. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. 70, 80, 90. We've got one more set here. And last 100. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower it down with control. All right. From here, we're going to go ahead, grab the back of your legs, take the ball out, and use that to help you rock up to sitting. I'm going to do something a little different here. We're going for our roll-ups, but more of a stability challenge with it. We're going to place the ball. I'm going to scoot back just for a moment so you can see what I'm going to be doing. We're going to place the ball just right underneath our feet. If roll up is already challenging enough, you can just do it with your feet on the mat, or you can bend your legs, feet on the ground, and then hold on to those legs to roll up and down. But I'm going to do it with the ball, starting sitting tall, pressing the feet down into it, and then just like we normally would, we're going to start rolling the tailbone under us, bone by bone, rolling back. Keep those feet pressing down as we roll all the way back. I need to adjust that just a little bit. All right, pressing feet down into that ball on your inhale. Bring the hands up, nod the chin, exhale, roll up, keep the feet pressing down. Oh, and sit it nice and tall. And roll it back, bone by bone. Not happy with me today. All right, inhale, lift the hands, lift the head. Exhale, scoop into the belly, lifting all the way up tall. And again, we'll roll back, bone by bone. All right, staying even as possible. Inhale, arms up, inhale, head, exhale, belly pulls us all the way up. All right, now body's getting it. And roll back. Sometimes just not happening that day. Inhale, hands, head, exhale, lift up with the belly, sitting tall, and lower, all the way down, hands back. Last time, inhale, hands, head, exhale, chest lifting with the belly, and sitting tall. All right, we're gonna take our feet off of that, and then I'm gonna have you just open up those feet a little bit for spine stretch forward. Hands on that ball, or if you don't have a ball, you can just reach forward without anything here. Sitting nice and tall. We're gonna exhale, nod the chin, start reaching forward with that ball. Reach, 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 come all the way out and let your shoulders come up towards your ears. They're supposed to move, so we'll let them come up there right now. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, start restacking the spine, pulling the ball back, shoulders back, sitting tall. We'll do 2 more like that. Exhale, nod, pulling forward into the belly, like you're trying to reach your tailbone the opposite direction, shoulders in the ears, and then we pull it all back in, stacking tall. 1 more like that. Exhale, nod. Let's inhale at the bottom, maybe get farther. And exhale, restack the spine all the way up. All right, we're gonna do some sideline work next. So the ball can either, or your pillow, can be a pillow, or if you want to have this a little bit more challenging, we'll stick that ball underneath our rib cage just to have it as a little bit of an indicator. If we start dropping those rib cages down, we know we need to lift back up if we're pressing into our ball here. So on that forearm, bottom leg bent, lifting away from the ball with the ribs, the hips, pressing down into that shoulder. These balls are kind of small too. And we're just gonna start with a lower lift. Let's flex that top foot. We're gonna lift it maybe just a little bit higher than hip height, staying parallel, and lower down. Just a little lift and a lower. And as we lift that leg, nothing is pressing into that ball. We're still keeping that space there. Trying not to deflate it. 3 more like that. And 2. And 1. Hold it at hip height. We're going to kick forward, forward, soft point, kick back. Little forward, forward, back. Forward, forward, back. Getting that little butt squeeze there. Let's watch that top shoulder isn't starting to come up towards the ear, into the neck. And we're not letting the tailbone go anywhere with this. Still shooting straight towards the end of our mat, not curling and tucking underneath us. Last one. Come center. Give me some circles. Circle, circle, 3 more this direction. Let's point that foot here. And reverse. Pull away from that ball. Pull away from that pillow if you have it. Or just pull away from the mat if you're all the way down. And let's let that come down. We're going to bring our bottom leg forward. Top leg is going to stay to the side as we come up into mermaid. And we're going to go towards that top leg. So bottom arm that we were on, lifting up. And then reach over towards that top leg, mermaid, rib cage, pulling back towards the spine. We're going to walk those hands forward and down, coming over to the opposite side, mermaid. And then if it's available, let's start to lift those hips up, getting a little bit of a deeper stretch through the front. And then circle that top arm back. I'm hitting the mirror here, but it's okay. And we're going to come forward with that. 2 more times, circle it back. And come forward. Last time. And as we come forward, we're going to come down into that mermaid. Sitting back. Walk back over to our original side. And restack that spine. All right, let's lay the opposite direction. So again, your choice if you want to be all the way down or just on your forearm here. Ball as tucked under as you can get it. Trying to use that as a little indicator on whether or not we're starting to drop down towards the mat. Lower and lift, flexing that top foot. Just a little bit higher than our hip. If we're staying parallel, it really shouldn't go that far. And keeping the same amount of space here, with those ribs lifted up in line with the hips. Let's go for 4 more there. 3, 2, hold it up at hip height. Give me that little kick forward, forward, point it, kick back. Forward, forward, point back. Flexed, flexed, point. Flexed, flexed, point. Keeping that hip reaching out and away so they're stacked on top of each other still. Make sure the shoulders are staying plugged in. Those can start to creep up on you here. And breathe. 2 more like that. Last one. Hold it out long. We got the circle. 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 Breathing still. Last one. Reverse. 6, 5. Pull away from that ball. 2, 1. Let it come on down. All right. Bottom leg comes forward. Top leg stays to the side. We're just going to do the reverse as before. Bottom arm is going to reach up and over. Let's take that mermaid first. Reaching out, almost like you have a little stool sitting next to you and you don't want to touch it. And then start walking forward. Coming through center, up over the other side. We're going to lift those hips up if it's available. Reach back through that arm. Think about getting longer and taller than you are about reaching back. And then start to circle that 2 more times. Nice big inhales into the tension. And then we'll sit back on that last one. Coming into that mermaid. Walking back to our beginning side. And then coming up tall. All right, we're gonna grab that ball again. This time, as we come down onto our mats, I'm gonna have you put that, here, I'll face this way, probably see me a little easier. Have that ball between your shoulder blades, almost around the mid-back or bra strap line. And that's supposed to help you stay supported here in this chest lift. If this isn't feeling good for your back, you can do this all without the ball, just a regular chest lift. All right, let's heavy the tailbone though, and bring those hands behind the head. And then from here, we're gonna do a little rotation, reaching through the crown of the head. Give me that little curl up, almost like you're trying not to press onto the ball at all. And then on your exhale, we're gonna turn towards me on this first one. Make sure the ball didn't go anywhere. We're gonna keep it still, and then come back center. And then continue to alternate here, trying to stay up off that ball as much as possible, breathing into each side. Maybe getting a little bit heavier with that tailbone. Think about reaching the heels towards the glutes and the glutes towards the heel. Get a little back leg action as well. We're gonna go 2 more there. Last set. Coming center, again, if it's okay with your spine, we're gonna do a little extension here. What I don't want you to do is just let that fall back. I want you to stay active. And think about reaching, again, like you got a little stool behind you that you don't want to touch. Reach up and over, keeping the ribs tight so they're not flaring still. And then exhale, we're gonna curl into that, let the elbows come in. Inhale, open. The elbows are still gonna stay in your peripherals, but they're gonna drop out just a tad. Reach through the crown of the head, get that length. And then exhale, scoop into the belly. Let's do 3 more like that. Extending out and away, and then pull into the belly. Extend out, pull it into the belly. Last one, feels good. And pulling that in. And we're gonna go ahead, take that ball out, lay all the way down. Got a little bit of a mind game for you on this next one, a little coordination. Let me scoot this out so I don't hit the mirror. So, I'm gonna have you start with single leg stretch. Ball in the hands. Laying down, bring your legs into the air in the tabletop to start. Reach out one leg. The ball is gonna go outside of your bent leg to come in. And we're going to just figure 8 it through the legs. And then you can give me that chest lift here if it's available or if it's comfortable. Think about pulling up with the belly, not with the head. No neck tension. Now, can you reverse that? So it's gonna go inside and then to the outside hand. Might have had just a little bit of a brain stutter, but that's okay. That's what we're working on. Right hand, left brain. Breathing, finding that coordination. Take it back the opposite direction again. Out, 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 out. Oh, yeah. And reverse last time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bring that center. Lower the head and chest for a moment if you need to. We're gonna go for a double leg stretch next. Legs in tabletop, ball still in the hands. Exhale, curling up. Maybe that can come on top of the shins. If it's available, you can bring the knees in closer if you need to. And then from there, heavy tailbone. Reach out both legs, reach out the arms, bring it back in. Everything reaches and back in. Reach, bring it in. Reach, bring it in. 5 more like that. Go as low as you're comfortable with. Bring those legs higher if you need it nicer, or you could even go back to that single leg stretch. Last 2 and 1. Bring it in, rest the head down. All right, just rock side to side for a moment. Taking that breath from here. We're just gonna roll on over to our bellies. All right. So on our bellies, I want you to bring that ball between your elbows. And again, it's just gonna be a little bit of an indicator more than support or anything like that. That if we're starting to be lazy and dump down on it, we know that we need to pull up with the ribs and pull up with the belly. Take a moment just to be lazy and feel how that feels on your low back, maybe. Feel those shoulders are coming up the ears. And then get strong for me. Press through the shoulders. Ribs and belly tightening is gonna pick those hips slightly off the ground, pressing the pelvis down so that we're not arching that low back now. Let's take it into our single leg kick. So we're just gonna take a little 1, 2, extend it out. 1, 2, extend it out. 1, 2, extend it out. Find those glutes, hamstrings, squeezing to bring that in, but also watching that that movement isn't changing anything in that upper body. We're not pressing into our ball or pillow and flattening it out. It's still nice and fluffy around. Finding that low belly scooping deeper and deeper every time. 2 more sets like that. Last one. And 1. Let those come down. Take that ball out, reaching it forward on the ground. I'm gonna scoot back so y'all can see this. Probably have to bend my knees a little bit. All right, we're gonna lay all the way down with our head just slightly, forehead slightly on the mat. If this isn't comfortable with your shoulders, you can just take that ball away and have the hands on the mat, or sit on the ground and do the same movement here. We're gonna have those arms reaching forward though, already plugged into the sockets with the shoulders. Going for some shoulder isolation, scapula isolation. Reach the arms forward, pressing the ball away from you. Let the shoulders come up into the ears. And then pull back, plugging into the sockets. Reaching it forward, find that mobility, and then pull them back down. Lifting them up the back, and sliding them back down. One more like that. You still have the belly and ribs tight. Slide it back so the shoulders are plugged in. And now we're gonna do a little bit of a supported swan. Not pressing onto the ball too much, but just having it underneath our pins. Really the back, it's gonna start lifting us up as we let those shoulders maybe get a little bit wider. Inhale into the front of the rib cage. Exhale, pull back down. Ribs and belly staying tight here. Inhale, lifting up. Just supported by the ball, not lifted by the ball. And we'll lower with control. Do one more of those because that feels really nice. Lifting up. Energy through the crown of the head, still nice long neck. And rolling it down. All right, we're done with the ball now. Let's put that to the side and just shift back into a nice little child's pose for a moment. Taking that breath. Maybe shift side to side on the shins and the knees. Maybe take the hands one side and then the other. Take a little bit of a side bend. And then come back center. We're gonna finish out with just a little bit of arm work. So I'm gonna stay on my knees. You can sit back on your heels if that feels better. I have little 3-pounders I'm gonna be using. You can use whatever you feel most comfortable with, of course. If, again, this isn't comfortable, either sit down or you can even sit in a chair or stand for these. We're gonna start with just a nice little offering. So elbows tight, palms up towards the ceiling. As usual, we always got those shoulders plugged in. Do a little side profile here. Ribs and belly stacked right over those hips. Shoot the tailbone down to the ground. Glutes still active. And then let's just reach those arms up and out. And then control back in. We're going to go for 8 here. So that's 2. And 3. 4. Breathing. Use that exhale. I almost feel like we're working with those springs again. So you're resisting them back in. And then we're gonna change that into our hug a tree. So opening out to the sides, elbows are in front of the body. It's never gonna go past. Small movement as we close that into our basketball hoop and open it out. Close and open. Feel that armpit to pec connection, squeezing to bring those hands together. And those shoulders pulling back in opposition. I lost count, so we're gonna go for one more. And then let that come on down. All right, let's take our bicep curl next. If you can, have those elbows a little lifted for me, and we'll pull that in and control out. Pull that in and control out. So again, just as if we were using those springs again, I want you to imagine pulling against those springs. Resist those springs. Opening up the collarbone. We're still thinking about that Pilates posture through the rest of the body. Shoulders to ribs, ribs to belly, belly to hips. Last one. And then go ahead, let those arms come down. We're gonna just finish out with salute here. Bringing those hands up towards our forehead. Elbows slightly towards the front of our body. And then we're just gonna reach those guys out. Resist back in. Reaching it out. Resist back in. Think about the rest of the body again while we're here. Got 4 more. And 3. And 2. Last one. Go ahead, let those arms come down. Put your weights to the side. We'll sit back on our heels for a moment. Take just a little bit of an overhead stretch. Bring that arm behind you. And then gently, gently press it back. Or you can take your opposite hand and grab to assist that stretch there. Nice deep breaths. Take a moment maybe to close the eyes. Feel good about what you did today. Switch it over to the other side. Again, just taking it to your comfort level. Breathing, taking that moment, scan through the body, see how it feels. And then to stand, I'm gonna have you face sideways on your mat so we can go into a little bit of a down dog or pyramid, whichever you'd like to call it. Toes tucked under. Just press those hips up towards the ceiling. Press the heels down. Press the chest towards the thighs. Thinking about length through the entire body. How tall can you get your pyramid? Reaching through that tailbone. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's walk those feet towards our hands. Bend as much as you need to come rounded forward. Nod the head yes, slowly and gently. Shake the head no. Come back center. Exhale, scoop in the belly, round the tailbone under. Start stacking the spine on top of those hips till your shoulders come down and back. And we are all done. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.